Hi everyone, I'm Janelle with Toons Unlimited, and in this video I'm going to show you how to convert this character to a 270 angle and the top and bottom angle. So stay tuned because this video is coming up next. ToonsUnlimited.com. Okay, so for our last video, we worked on the 315 and the 225 angle. And now we're going to work on the side profile angle, which is the 270. So the first thing I'm going to do is make a copy of the back angle. And that's just mainly because it's less features to delete. So I'm going to go up to the 180, duplicate the layer, rename this 270. And then all of the layers are highlighted and move it over. We won't need the right ear, and this left ear is going to be brought in a little. It's going to be a little bigger, and we can reshape this later, but we're just trying to get the basic shapes going. So with the hair, I am going to lock all of my layers except the back hair, and I want to delete half of this. And then the next thing I want to do is make some adjustments to his chin. The big portion of the chin should really be towards the front. So I really want to cut most of this out. Let me zoom in a little bit. And to be honest, before I connect them, this chin can come in a lot. So I'm going to take the chin, and at this angle, because this is the side angle, I'm going to bring it in. Okay, so that looks decent. Let's play around with the dimensions of his face a little bit. I want to cut a portion of his face about right here, and I want to bring it in so it lines more with his ear. And I'm going to make his ear go into to outline mode just so I can see through it much better, because I want this portion of the head to connect. So I'm going to use my line tool and connect them right here. Okay, so I've smoothed the neck, smooth the jawline up. His neck will be coming from around where the back of the ear is at. That's where the back of his neck will form, as well as the front of the neck. So if I zoom out and go to my drawing tablet for just a second, his neck should form about here and here. And his hair should come down here. So it should be a decent side angle look right here. So the next thing I want to do is kind of have an idea of where the nose and the eyes will be at. So I'm going to bounce over to my 315 angle, and I'm going to grab both the nose and the eyes real quick. Before I move it into the location I want, I'm going to put each one on its right layer. So I'm going to cut and paste this on, make sure I'm on the right spot, on its eye layer. And I'm going to cut and paste this on its nose layer. Now, because this is the side angle, this is where you have to be a lot more creative and make your dimensions of the face show up. And so this is where you're trying to give your character a forehead, and you're forming the lips and the nose, and everything is more apparent than just lines here to represent the body parts. So a lot of this is me playing around with different versions of a forehead and stuff until I think that version matches the look and the shape of the character. And I'm going to hide the hair layer. So I'm going to bring the nose back in more to where it will line up. And I'm going to drag this face in to about right here. Zoom out for a second. So I'm going to grab the mouth down, and we're only going to use half of the mouth since we are doing just the side mouth angle. All right, I'm going to bring this little peak in. So I'm going to slide over and grab the hairline from the 315 angle. And I'm going to just take the Alt key and stretch these all the way over until it gets close to the ear. And I'm going to bring the ear in some more. Okay, and I'm going to turn the back hair into a outline real quick and lock that layer. And using that as a guide, I am going to redraw some points. And I'm just going to take and smooth everything out. And if I put the ear in outline mode, I see that I still need to make a connection from the bottom of the hair to the ear. So let me do that as well. So now we can get rid of the back hair because it's no longer needed. And I still want to play around with the forehead and nose area as well as the mouth. Okay, so I think we have the side angle in place. You may want to move the eyes over just a little bit. And now we're going to move over to the top and bottom angles. And since we're not really dealing with a lot of facial features for the top and bottom, we can make a copy of the back angle. So I'm going to go to the 180. Let's just collapse everything so it looks a little neater. So I'm going to go to the 180 and I'm going to make a duplicate layer. And we can name it top. And I'm just going to expand the top folder, make sure everything is selected, and slide her over. And for the top angle, everything is kind of small and very simple since you're looking at it from the sky down. So the first thing I'm going to do is lock everything except the face layer. And we won't need the double chin, so I'm going to get that back up to its original position. And with the transform tool and the shift button, and the difference between the alt button is the alt button will, if you hold it, you can adjust just one side and it will keep the other side down. Whereas with the shift button, it will pull both sides in at the same time. So we're going to make it about right here for the head. And I'm going to hide the hair for a second. With the ears selected, I'm going to move it to the middle. And I want to shrink those as well. And because he has such a big nose, I'm going to go back and grab the 0-degree angle nose and then zoom back in. And of course, we're going to try to find a center. So with the face highlighted, I'm going to put a guide right in the middle. And I can grab my nose and get that in the middle as well. And like everything else, the nose can be squished a little bit. And then finally, it will be the hair. And I'm just going to make the hair active for just 1 second. But I'm going to draw on the front here. So I'm going to lock the back here and make an outline mode. Okay, and so with the hair, we're going to draw some really simple lines. Okay, so I'm going to delete the back here and make a copy, paste in place, and flip the front here. And I think I can bring in the entire face. So I want to highlight everything inside the hair and just bring it back some. Now for the top hair, the only thing you will really see is just the hair at this angle. But the reason why I drew out the other features is because the top hair and the bottom hair is pretty much identical, except for the bottom hair you will see, because it's from the ground up, these parts of the character's body. So you will see the ears, the face, and the nose. So what I'm going to do, because the bottom layer is now just a copy of this, I'm going to duplicate this layer and call it bottom. And the only difference between the top and the bottom angle is that the bottom faces the other direction. So I'm going to flip it vertically and just slide it over. And the last thing we need to do is make sure the layering is correct. So in this case, the face should be at the top. The ears can stay in the same location. The nose should be in front of the face, and the front hair should be at the bottom. And everything will look correct once you add color. Okay, so the 270 and the top and bottom angles are complete. For my next video, I will start to work with the colors as well as the eye expressions. Of course, at the end of every video, I like to show you a cleaned up version of the character so that you can see how it looks when all the layers is correct and you're not seeing through from the fills. So this is our side angle, top and bottom, and this is how it would look like if everything was colored. And I did stretch the top and bottom angle so that they would line up with the rest of the angles. So for the next video, we will start to add color, and then we will start to focus on eye expressions. Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you would like to purchase any of my products, head over to my store where I sell characters, props, and scenes. Stay tuned for the next video, and take care.